Hello, welcome back to Fallout 4. Today we are in Greentop Nursery, and here I started building this up a little bit earlier. I showed you what I got finished at on the beginning of the first Outpost Zamonja video. This one is going to be the continuation of building up the Greentop Nursery. I'm going to be doing this a little bit differently than I normally do. Look in the back right here, and it's pretty open, so I'm going to take this little house that I built up over here and put it in the corner of the main house, and I'm going to bring it to the back of the settlement. The reason why I'm doing this is because I have an idea where I actually kind of want to put in a couple of cages that collect or capture gunners and raiders. This is not what I would normally do with a 100% good character like Bonnie here, but I wanted to do something a little bit different than I have in the past, since I've pretty much showed you the basics of how to build up a settlement, and I showed you just a couple of little bit more advanced things, especially when I was working on the airport. But this is another part of the game that I haven't really showed anyone, and it's also pretty interesting if you can actually make it work. What I am going to be attempting to do is I'm going to be attempting to open up a small arena where the gunners and the raiders will battle each other. Now, I know that this is probably going to be at least a 2-part video. I think this is going to be part 1. Yeah, first things first, we need to get all this stuff out the way, because it's going to take a substantial amount of space to put this together. I already have some defense up there, and I'm probably going to change out that generator up there as well for one that's a little bit less noisy, because the generators that I am going to use to power up this arena, I guess you can call it, is they're going to be noisy, by themselves. Another thing I want to do, what I'm going to do first, really quick, is I'm actually going to re-roof the main house. So you just take a quarter floor, you put it down, then you stretch out the back wall. I think I made it about 4 or 5 deep, and then I made it about 3 or 4 wide. And if you look at the side here, 1, 2, 3, it looks about 4 deep there. And then the length of the house looks about 4 or 5 wide. So I think I got the diameter accurate. So after you build the wall and the roof that you want to use, you just hold down the A button on the Xbox controller or the X button on the PlayStation controller until your whole unit is highlighted. And then you want to clear out the room that you're going to put that one quarter floor into, which is always going to be, if you have the corner panel at the far left, that's the room you want to put it in, is the far left room. So I highlighted everything, I'm dragging it in, and I'm going to try to seat it pretty close to flush with this back wall here. A lot of people do this to re-roof Sanctuary. This isn't Sanctuary, but this also, just like Sanctuary, will help rain from getting into the house. If it's programmed correctly, the rain will stop leaking into the house, and any beds that are in the house, it should be okay. As far as I can see, it looks like my diameters and everything were correct. You can sort of see over here kind of where the ceiling is, and you can sort of see through like the holes in the ceiling, the old ceiling, where the new ceiling went. So I think we're okay. Next thing I'm going to do is set a ladder up to check the roof up top, just to make sure that I got everything fairly well secured. And you can see like the whole ceiling is pretty much sealed off, so that's good. So yeah, I would consider that a success. And now I'm going to, I guess, start getting this location ready to host an arena. Now, the arena is going to be fairly large, so I need to get rid of this extra stuff. there is an old fire pit there, so just because of programming, the NPCs will try to sit around that fire. So I mean, I might as well put a fire that's lit on there. I'm using the post trick. You can also do this with like an ashtray, or I think like a little rug trick would probably do the same thing. And now we have a fire that actually is lit. Like I said, the NPCs will still sit around this fire, so I might as well put a couple seats there, but I'll do that in a second. Right now I want to start building the base of the cage, and I'll show you right here. If you go into these cages, you go to the medium cages, you can find a gunner cage, and you need steel bottle caps and some copper to put it together. And you can build a raider cage pretty much the same way, except instead of having caps, it's going to be replaced with jet. So if you have enough caps and you have enough jet, you can actually put the raider cage in and the gunner cage in. And after a little bit of time in the game, I don't know exactly how many days, I think it's roughly between like 3 and 5 in-game days, you will go back into whatever settlement that you put these cages in, and if you gave, the NPCs access to the cage, just letting, having it opened or keeping it open like in a cage or whatever, they do get captured. And they will be stuck in the cage until you repair the cage. Whenever they get captured, the cage gets broken for whatever reason. I decided to put cement structure down for the most part, and then I switched over to the wood structure over here, just to kind of make it look a little different. And I think having a slightly open wood area probably be a little bit better trying to navigate through the settlement, since you can actually get underneath some of those foundations. What you just saw was, if you want to pause the video to read it, it's just basically telling you how the cages function. Every time that you put a cage up for the first time through your gameplay, that screen will pop up. So you need to power the cages. I'm going to just use basic generators, and I'm only going to put them here temporarily. These generators will go somewhere else a little bit later. Next thing we got to do is we have to put the arena contesting starting points there, down on the arena area. So I'm going to go find them. I think they're in cages as well. Yeah. And we have the blue team and we have the red team contestants. I'm probably going to make the gunners the blue team, and I'm probably going to make the raiders the red team. If you want to pause the video here and read that, you're more than welcome to. It just kind of tells you a basic idea of how those work. That is, if they do decide to work to begin with. They're a little bit buggy. I'm going to make this arena a little bit larger, so I'm just going to speed this part up because I'm not doing anything like spectacular. I'm just kind of widening out the arena some more, and I want to put some sort of walls up, but I want them to be transparent. So I'm either going to be using glass, or I'm going to be using some like cement windows or something. Yeah, I'm just going to find a spot for these for right now, and I don't exactly know how I'm going to make the layout of this arena exactly. What I'm doing here right now is I'm kind of putting down the blueprint so I can see what I got, and then I can fiddle with it a little bit more to make it, more efficient, more effective. Let me move this a little bit closer to the house because it does take up a lot of space. And there is a achievement for having battles in settlements and for allowing your settlers to observe them. There's actually an achievement for that. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to do that, whether it's with the gunners and the raiders, or if I'm actually going to have to take some settlers and make them fight one another and have other settlers like watch it. The achievement needs to be done one way or the other. So that said, I I guess I'm going to start putting up some walls. And I'm going to also have to figure out where exactly I'm going to put those generators. There's a good chance I'm probably going to put them just on the ceiling. And they're a little bit difficult to place if you want to try to put them through like a roof of some sorts. I know that doesn't have to be perfect, and it's probably going to look a little bit, junky or whatever, because I don't think that I'm going to be able to set the roofs, nicely. But I'm going to do what I can. I'm just going to have to move that generator out the way for right now. Let's just get the basic walls up first, and then we'll work on the roofs, and then we will also get the generators going as well. So yeah, I'm probably just going to be using a lot of these. I'm going to have to eventually put some doors in, and I can't just use the regular doors that you can just open up normally. So I'm probably going to have to use power to open and close the doors as well. I'm going to put those doors on some separate power than what I use for the cages, because I don't want both the cages and the doors to open up at the same time. If I do manage to catch raiders and gunners, if I fix their little cage, the cage will automatically open up, and then if the doors are also automatically opened up, they will come out of this little arena and they will attack my settlers, and I don't want that to happen. So I need to put a lot of different type of power generators, power sources around this location. But anyway, we'll figure that out in a minute here. Right now, just going to get the roofs on, and I think I'm just going to use mostly the cement roofs. I might even put up some metal roofs or whatever, just to kind of change it up a little bit. I believe that the cages come from the Wasteland Workshop DLC, I think is the name of it. Anyway, let's get these generators up and running. I need to get a separate generator for both the gunners and for the raiders' cages. And clearly they're not going to work with me too well, so I'm going to have to finagle them around a little bit. So I'm just going to do that, and let's see, take a look down here, see where I can find the power conduit that's attached to the cage. Let's move this out of the way. Oops. Oh, there it is. All right, so let me get this taken care of, and let me get back out of this arena that's coming together half decently. I think I'm going to speed this up real quick, because there's no need to continue it, in normal speed. Basically, all I'm doing is I'm just trying to set up the generators so that they work with the cages that I put in. And it took a little bit longer than I expected it to, so I just kind of sped through a lot of it, and it's just me just falling off the roof and, trial and error type stuff. And eventually I got it all right. So now that those generators are taken care of, I want to close this up a little bit, and the roof isn't working, so I'm going to have to do something else. I'm probably going to have to just use like some sort of flooring, or not flooring, probably flooring instead of roofing, but I'll get it done. I'll figure out something over there. Once again, I just kind of like fell off, and we're just back up here trying to take care of this. I'm probably just going to speed this up as well, because there's no reason to just watch me trying to get this to work. So I'm going to speed this up, and then I'll get back to you. Alright, well, it's not, the prettiest thing in the world, but it will do. So we got the top on. We have power to the cages. I wanted to start building a balcony here, because the balcony is going to be where everyone's going to be sitting. So I'm probably going to make it at least 2 deep, maybe 3 deep, and I want to start putting in some chairs of some sorts and get this out the way. I'm probably going to put the bar up there instead of in that little shack that's built onto the original house. I did not build that shack there. It just kind of comes already built in the Greentop settlement, and I can't get rid of it, so it's just kind of a waste of space. So usually I just put some sort of store in there. I only have 2 people at this settlement at this point. I guess eventually I can put something else in there, like a clinic or a clothes store or something, and we'll actually use that section for something important. But right now it's just kind of like a waste of space. And of course she's at the bar. I'm going to assign her to guard duty temporarily, so I can move this bar back up to this balcony or whatever you want to call it. And I don't know exactly where I'm going to put it, but I'll figure that out. Right now I think I'm just going to spread out this porch, balcony, whatever. Yeah, I want to make it a little bit longer, and then I'll have to put some steps and whatnot going down it. I have to go and grab this bar again because it just went back to where it was because I didn't place it down. I just canceled the movement. So put that right there, and then yeah, I think I'm going to spread it out a little bit farther here. So let's get rid of these stairs for right now, or these ladders, and I'll put another foundation piece on here. And once that's done, I will put the stairs back in place. Come on. Alright, you know what? That'll work fine. I'm not going to mess around but trying to get a foundation piece. I'll just put a regular piece of wood up there. That works for me. Alright, so we have the ladders going up there, and we have some more right here, and I'm pretty close to the edge here, so that's going to be a little bit of a problem. While I'm trying to work on this, I got a feeling I'm going to be accidentally walking out of the settlement when I'm trying to put some things up, so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to add the power door here, and then I need to have a separate power source for that door. So we'll make a small generator. We'll put it up here for now, and that'll be one way to get into this arena. And then I guess I'll put a door on the other side. Just have like an entrance or exit in each way. I think I'm going to put it in this corner here. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And okay, apparently I'm out of the border of the settlement. So let me squeeze myself real close to this wall. Let's see if this works. Nope. All right, let's go over here. There it goes. All right, yeah, see, I was outside of that green. So this is going to be a challenge in itself because that one wall is sort of out of bounds. It's all right. If I do the angle properly, I can put a door in there and it should work without any real problems. I don't want to put it there. I want to put it in the front. All right, let me move this arena thing just a little bit because I think that's impeding. Yeah, there it goes. All right, and then I will put the window back up. I think that was in the concrete or cement. Yeah, and I did actually mesh 2 of these concrete walls together. One of my subscribers told me in a comment that you can actually mesh these 2 together, and yeah, it works wonderfully. So thanks for that knowledge. I didn't know I could actually do that, so I appreciate that. All right, now the other problem is if I don't want to put too many extra generators than what I need, I'm going to have to put a power pylon in, and I think I can string the wire from the power pylon to the other door. I did lighten up the video a little bit because it is starting to get dark in the video. and I'm pretty close to where I want to finish the arena for now. So I'm just going to brighten up the video a little bit instead of waiting it out until it gets becomes daytime again by sleeping for 12 hours or whatever. So I got this pylon put over to the side here, and it's not quite fitting in with this door. I'm sure I can make this work. I just have to get the right angle again. Once again, I put it too close to like the edge, so I'm just going to have to dance around a little bit. I think if I take this wall down and then I put the wire onto the pylon first and then I put the wall in, that should work. So let's try that. Not that wall. Here we go. And we need the other one right there. Cool. All right, now we have that wire connected. And you can see this door is open. And if I turn the generator off, that door closes. And that door closes. If I go back to this generator and turn it back on, both doors should open. So activate, see the door's opened, and we go back over here. And I guess I was slightly out of bounds. The other door is open, but I want to, instead of having to run to that generator and turn it on and off, I think I'm going to put a pylon that actually has like a switch built into it, and I'm going to use that pylon instead of the regular one. So I'm just going to rewire this whole thing. I think what I have to do is I have to wire the pylon to both doors first, and then I have to put the generator to the pylon. Because if I don't do it that way, then if I turn the pylon on and off, because the power is going straight into the doors instead of the pylon first, the pylon's not going to do jack. It's not going to work the way I want it to. So, all right, let me fix up this wiring real quick. I'm trying to get back into build mode, and it was taking a minute there. All right, so I need to cut this wire off for now, put it to the door, and that wire's at the other door, I think, right? I think so. All right, and then I need to take this wire and take it off. All right, both doors are closed. Okay, and then I have to attach a wire to the pylon and move it to the generator. Okay, now these doors should work through the pylon. Yep, I switched it on, the door opened. That door opened too. So I'm going to switch that back off, and it looks like the door closed over there, and the door definitely closed over there. So I got my makeshift arena kind of set up. I'm probably going to add some lighting to it a little bit later, and it's probably going to be a couple days in game before those traps get set with the gunners and raiders. So I'm going to end the video now. Once the gunners and raiders get captured, I will come back and I will continue on with this video, and it's part 2. Anyway, thanks for your time. I hope you enjoyed it, and you have a good day, evening, or afternoon. Bye now.